Once upon a time in a land far away, there was a city named Rhythmtown. It was a magical city where everything was in perfect rhythm. From the way the people walked to the way they talked, everything had a rhythm to it. Even the animals in Rhythmtown moved to the beat of their own drum. It was a wonderful place where music filled the air, and the people danced all day and night. One day, a group of children were playing outside when they heard the most beautiful music coming from a nearby park. They followed the sound and found a group of musicians playing instruments they had never seen before. The children were amazed and asked the musicians about their instruments. The musicians explained that they were from a nearby town and were traveling the world to share their music. The children were fascinated by the music and asked the musicians if they would come to Rhythmtown and play for the people. The musicians agreed, and soon the entire city was buzzing with excitement for the arrival of the traveling musicians. When the musicians arrived in Rhythmtown, they were greeted with open arms. The people of Rhythmtown loved the new sounds and rhythms the musicians brought with them. The children, in particular, were in awe of the musicians and spent every waking moment with them. One day, while the musicians were rehearsing for a big concert in the town square, a group of mischievous trolls snuck into Rhythmtown. The trolls had heard about the city's love for music and wanted to put an end to it. They crept through the streets, stealing instruments and causing chaos. When the musicians realized what was happening, they knew they had to do something to stop the trolls. They called upon the children of Rhythmtown for help, and together they came up with a plan. The musicians would play a special song that would put the trolls into a deep sleep. The children would sneak around and retrieve the stolen instruments while the trolls were asleep. The plan worked perfectly, and soon all of the instruments were safely back in Rhythmtown. The people of Rhythmtown were overjoyed, and they knew they had to do something to thank the musicians. They organized a big concert in the town square, and everyone came together to dance and sing in celebration. The traveling musicians played their most beautiful music yet, and the children of Rhythmtown joined in, playing their newly learned instruments and adding their own unique rhythms to the mix. It was a magical night, and the people of Rhythmtown knew that their love for music would never be silenced. From that day forward, Rhythmtown became known as the City of Music, and people from all over the world came to visit and share their own rhythms and melodies. The children who had saved the day became known as the heroes of Rhythmtown, and their love for music continued to grow and inspire everyone around them. And so, the magical melodies of Rhythmtown continued to echo through the streets, reminding everyone of the power of music. As the years went by, the children who had saved Rhythmtown grew up to be talented musicians themselves. They formed their own bands and traveled the world, sharing their love for music and spreading the rhythms they had learned in their beloved city. Rhythmtown became a beacon for artists and musicians everywhere. Musicians of all genres and backgrounds came to perform in Rhythmtown, adding to the already rich musical landscape of the city. The city became a melting pot of sounds and cultures. But amidst all the music and celebration, the people of Rhythmtown never forgot the trolls who had tried to take away their love for music. They knew that the trolls could return at any moment, and they needed to be ready. So, they organized a group of guardians to protect the city. The guardians were made up of the bravest and most talented musicians in Rhythmtown, and they trained tirelessly to ensure that they could defend the city if needed. As time passed, the trolls never returned, and Rhythmtown continued to thrive.